amazing people, welcome back to another beautiful tutorial. Guys, today I want to show you how to make this very beautiful Bubu dress with a trending collar and a ruched pockets. So this is the African print I'll be using here. But before I go on, let me say, how are you guys doing? Hope you're all good today and I hope you're doing great. Big thank you to all my subscribers. If you're new here, I want to say thank you so much, guys. Okay, yes, so this is the fabric I'm using. You can see there are two prints here. Yes, one is going to be used for the collar and the pocket, and I'm working with 2 yards. That's exactly what I have here. 2 yards of this fabric. It's all I needed here. So you can see I have it folded into two. Then I'll fold it again, making it what into four. So I have four folds right here. You can see that's what I have. So before I start, I just went ahead to trim off this salvage edges here. You can see. So taking that out now, the first thing I did was to indicate the shoulder width. I'm working with 16 divided by 2, and that is 8. Just indicate that shoulder width. So which means from that point to the end is what my sleeve length. Although I have 9 inches here, but by the time I hem the edges, I'll be left with 8 inches for the length of my sleeve, which was fine. Now from that very edge there, I marked 1 inch for slope, 1 inch for slope. Then I came down to the other end and I also indicated what 3 inches. So what do I do now is to go ahead and connect it to that 1 inches, and I'll have my slope right here. You can see this now. Yeah. So after that, from that slope point, I will indicate my sleeve opening, which is about 10 inches. 10 inches for my sleeve opening. So I'll go ahead and indicate that point. So marking that down, of course, I'll make that what my chest line. So I'll just extend that line down there and make that my chest line. So of course, after this now, I'll indicate the other vertical line. So from the top, I'm going to indicate the waistline. So I'm working with 17 inches for my waistline, and I'll indicate that from the very top here. You can see 17 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark that point down. Then after that, the next is going to be the hip line, and that will be what, 24. So 24 for my hip line there. So I'll take it from the very top as well, and I'll indicate that point and mark my straight line. Then of course the next is going to be the actual length of my dress. So I'm going to be working with 39. So 39 for the actual length of my dress. So I'm going to add about 2 inches extra for the hemming at the bottom, and of course there's going to be a joining on the shoulder. So 39 plus 2, and that's 41. So I'll go ahead and indicate that line as well, and of course I'll make a straight line. So here we have all the vertical lines ready. So the next thing, of course, is to input what the horizontal measurements. So I'm working with the hip, which is 44 divided by 411, and I added extra 3 inches to that, making it 14. So I'll mark that on the chest line there. I'll mark my 14. Do the same thing on the waistline. Mark the same 14 inches. I'll do the same thing on the hip line. Mark the same 14 inches. All the way to the end of the dress. Remember, I'm working with the biggest measurements here, which is the hip. Okay, so you can see me connecting all the points, of course, in a straight line because they are same measurements. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So coming back to my waist, because I wanted it to have a little bit of shape by the side. So on that waistline, I went in by 0.5. You can see 0.5. Then I'll go ahead and connect it from that chest to the waistline. That's the new waistline now, down to the hip line. So that just gives it that little shape by the side. And that was just it, guys. You can see. Then on that angle, I'll make my armhole curve. Okay. Yeah, on that chest line angle there, I'm making my armhole curve right there. And that's what we have. You can see these guys. So coming for my neck measurements, I'm using a neck width of 3. I'm marking that down, neck width of 3, and a neck depth of 2. Neck depth of 2. So this one is for the back. This is for the back neckline, neck width of 3 and a neck depth of 2. I'm just making a curve like so. You can see this. Yeah, and that's it for the back measurement. Then for the front, I'm using a neck depth of 7.5. 7.5, you can see, and I'm making a V shape. So I'm using my ruler for that now, making my V shape. And guys, that's what we have here now. So of course we're done for now. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. So I'm cutting out for the back neckline, you can see, and of course cutting through my shoulders, and of course I'll cut every other side. So guys, this is the point where you take your time now and hit the subscribe button in case you've not subscribed to my channel. Remember to do that now. Don't forget to on your notification bell so that you always get notified every time I upload my content on this channel. Okay, don't forget to like, share with your friends and sewing communities. I will really appreciate this a lot. Okay, yes guys, thank you so much guys. So here you can see I'm done with that. So what we're going to do now is to take off one piece, and that's going to be the back. So initially I have this sticker, this sticker that usually come with the fabric. So I ironed it out, so I wanted it to be on the back piece. So that's why I have to redraft my neckline for the front. So now remember it was 7.5 neck depth, right? Yes, I'm just trying to indicate that 7.5 again. Then of course I'll go ahead and mark my V shape again. Okay, yeah. So this is it for the front neckline for now. So for us to create that collar effect now, so what I'm going to do is to indicate from my top, I'm going to indicate 18 inches down. So that's where I want that collar to stop at, 18 inches. You can see, so I'm indicating that down. So from that point of 18 inches, I'll be moving in by 1.5. You can see that 1.5. So I'm marking a line there. So this 1.5, I'm going to extend it upward. You can see what I'm doing. So marking the 1.5 upward, I will stop at where that V shape actually stopped. You can see me making my lines there. I'm still going to extend it. I'll stop at where that V shape stopped, 1.5 there, and I'll make my straight line. I hope you can see that now. Yeah. So now that I have this now, I'm going to take it from that point of that V-shaped line. Just follow what I'm doing. I will make that slanted line towards my neck width. Okay, yeah. So this is now going to be my new neckline. You can see this now. So which means the initial one will be discarded. You can see I'm using my chalk to cancel that out. And so this is how the cutting is going. And that's it guys. It's as simple as that. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out now. Just carefully take this out. And that will be it guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and share. I'll appreciate this a whole lot, guys. Please don't forget to do that. Thank you so much. So you see, I'm going ahead to call this out. So I need to still indicate that point of that V shape, that the 7.5 depth. So I just have to give it a tiny notch. You can see, to indicate that point. And we're done guys, we're done with the front piece. By the time you open it up, this is what your front view should look like when you're done. You can see what we have here. You can see that's it guys. So this is for the front, and of course for the back, this is what you have. This is what the back neckline looks like. It's very simple guys. Yeah, so that's it guys. So now the next thing I want to do is to indicate where my pocket will be sitting. So from that shoulder point, you can see I'm marking 23 inches. 23 inches, you can see. So I'll go ahead and make a straight line, just to make sure that that's where my pocket is going to be sitting. You can see from the top, 23 inches is what I'm marking. Then I will close it up again. Then bringing it together so I can get the center point there. You can see center points of that my depth, my neckline depth. You can see just making a tiny notch there, just to indicate the center point. That will make sure that my pocket is aligning very well. You can see. So from that center point, I'm going to make a line. On that line, that's the pocket line I've drawn. You can see that center point there. So from the center point, I'll be marking 3 inches apart. So that's where my pockets are going to be sitting. Although I later reduced it to 2.5, 3 inches or 2.5, but I later worked with 2.5. So you can mark 2.5 inches away from that center point there. You can see I do it the same thing on the other side. So when you're placing your pocket, that's where your pocket will start from. You can see and that's it. So setting this aside, let's go ahead and cut the pocket. So for my pocket, this is the piece I have. I have two pieces here, and I have a length of say 11 inches, 11 inches for this, then a width of 11 as well, but I reduced it, had to reduce it by 1 inch. Okay, so made it 10. So let's say 11 inches in length, 10 inches in width. So I'm bringing it together into two so that I can give it that curvy shape on the lowest part there, you can see. So from the side, I'll move up by 3 inches. What I'm doing now, moving up by 3 inches, then I'll just make a curve towards the center fold. I'm using my curve ruler to do that. You can see what I'm doing, just make a curve there and go ahead and take that out. So trim that off now. So we already have that curvy shape on the lowest part of our pocket. By the time you open this up, you can see what we have right now. You can see this. So now it's the time to make my fold. So what I will do now is to start making my fold on the three sides first. Just make a fold about 0.75, you can see, and of course you are ironing it down. You might need to use some hemming gum in between just to put it in place. You can see, iron it down. Then on the lowest part as well, the curvy part, you also do the same. You might have a little bit of fold, but just go ahead and iron it down. So the final folding will be the top, then you fold it twice to create what casing for the elastic, because we're going to pass in an elastic. That's to give it that ruched effect. So now I'll do that later. Then for my collar strap, this is what I'm using. I have about 35 inches in length and I have it in two pieces, but I'll be joining it together to make it a very long strap. Okay, so after that I'll just iron it into two like this, and that's all for this. So this is what I'm going to do. And remember, the width of this my strap is 5 inches in width. So I'll set this aside. I'll just go ahead and finish all this up now. And when I was done, this is what my pocket looks like. You can see I've gone ahead to do all the ironing. You can see I've also created that casing at the top. You can see. So now I'm going to be passing my elastic, okay, through the casing. So it doesn't have a particular measurement for the elastic. Just pass a long, elastic through, and of course, to create that gathered effect. You can see what I'm doing. So once you have that bit of gathered effect, you're good to go. You can see this now. So just holding it down with a pin on both ends, just to put it in place, and of course trim off the excesses. You can see what we have now. You can see, then you go ahead and tack the edges to put your elastic in place. You can see this. So I'll repeat the same thing for the other side as well. Do the same thing for the other pocket, and that will be it, guys. It's that simple. So once this is done, then we can now place it on our fabric. So you can see we've already marked out the point where the pocket will be sitting. So just go ahead and place it from that 2.5 inches apart. Just place it there and top stitch. So it's good you hold it down with a pin, please, so that you don't have it moving around when you're sewing. Then of course do the same thing for that. Just go ahead and top stitch all the way round, all the way. You might need to do a little bit of pleat at the lowest part at some point, okay, because of the gathers effect. So finally, after that, you can now go ahead and bring your front to back and sew the shoulders. That's what we'll do next. After fixing the pocket, sew the shoulders. After the shoulders, then I'll go ahead and also hem the sleeve. Okay, just make a double fold around the sleeve, and that will be it, guys. So I'll go ahead and finish this up. Then of course I'll come back to show you what it looks like. And when I was done, guys, you can see my pocket is sitting pretty. You can see this, guys. The ruched pocket is ready. You can see, and of course, I've gone ahead to join the shoulders, as you can see, and of course, also hem the edge of my sleeve. You can see this, guys. So this is ready. Now the next thing, of course, is to fix my collar, and this is my strap is ready. I've already done the ironing. You can see folded into two. Now, so what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and measure round the neckline. Now, from that notch point, remember that V shape where our V neck depth stopped? We notched it. So you just measure from one point of that notch round to the other point as well. You can see where I'm placing my tape. Take it, it will go round the back neckline. Then you stop at what? The next notch depth of the other side of the neckline. I hope you understand. Yeah. So of course, when I was done with that, what I had was what? 23.5. 23.5. You can see. So yeah, 23.5. Now I'm bringing back my long strap. So you can see me opening it up now to the wrong side. I'm going to fold it into two. Just fold it into two on the wrong side. You can see. Yeah, so you know you already have a joining. So the joining will be what? The center mark there. So from that top now, I'm going to divide my 23.5 into 2. 23.5 to 2, that's about 11.75. So from that top point now, I'll measure what? 11.75. You can see that now. I'll go ahead and mark that down. 11.75 from the top of my fold there, you can see. So that point I just marked now, that's where I'll be making my sew. So I'm going to sew on the straight line, that's on that center line. See, my iron has already showed me the center line, so there's no point to rule it. So I'll just go ahead and sew on that center line straight down, and that will be it. And so when I was done, you can see I've already done that sew. You might not really see the thread so much. So all I need to do is just to open this up. And guys, our collar is already in place. You can see by the time you just open it up to the right side, you can see our collar is already in place. You can see how this is looking. Can see this. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. So now we can now go ahead what and attach it what to the main dress. You can see what this is looking like now. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and place this. So from the back neckline, okay, just give it a notch from that back neckline, the center neckline rather. Just place the center of the collar, and that's it. It's as easy as that. Just go ahead and start pinning it all down. You pin it down round from one point to the other, then after that you can make your sew. It's a very easy process. Once you align it, is you spread your fabric wide open. The reason why we've not joined the sides of the dress, so it will be easy for you to just spread and attach your collar. So once you're done, of course, this is what it looks. You know, you've not even sewn it, you can already see how it's looking like. But just to make sure that you also clean the inside of what your collar edges there, just to make it, give it a neat what finishing. And of course, the excesses, you have some excesses to trim out later on. So I'm just tucking it in, like you can see, just tucking in like so. Once you do that, then you go ahead and make a fold there, and of course top stitch, and that will be it, guys. That will be it. You can see how beautiful this is looking already. So once this is done, once you have done sewing your collar, the final thing now is to bring everything together. Just align it very well. Go ahead and sew from the sleeve straight down to the end of your dress. Repeat the same thing on the other side as well. Then after that, you go ahead and finally what? Hem the end of the, just take the measurements, your length measurement, of course, hem it round, and that will be it, guys. That's it, guys, on how to make this very beautiful dress. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, share with your sewing communities. I'll really appreciate this. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.